What's going on, FutureDDS family? We'd like to take a moment to recognize our sponsors for today's video, DAT Booster. DAT Booster is a DAT prep platform which we've seen help plenty of students improve their scores and actually gain acceptance into dental school. We've done multiple giveaways in the past for this platform, and it's actually come full circle to the point where Nick has actually used the program to improve his scores, and he's actually applying for dental school right now. So I want to give him a moment to explain a little bit about his journey, his process using the program, as well as, give us a little bit more feedback about the platform himself.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, I absolutely love DAT Booster. I was studying for the DAT for over a year. So I've seen a lot of question banks, and DAT Booster by far just seemed to be the most up to date. And I'll give you guys an example. When I was taking the biology section on my real DAT, I saw 15 questions word for word from DAT Booster. And I know I wouldn't have been able to get a 30 on the bio section without them. And I ultimately got a 27 academic average. So that's been a huge help in applying to dental schools. I highly recommend them to any pre-dent considering using their program.
So another great thing about DAT Booster is the fact that they understand that you all are actual students, right? They know you have a lot to pay for, being with applications and the actual DAT exam itself. And so what they do is they give you access to their platform to take one free test just to make sure that you like it and it's a good fit for you. Here at FutureDDS, we always preach on preparation, and we believe that the DAT Booster program is great prep for your DAT exam. If you all are interested and want some more information, go ahead and click the link in our description below. Now let's get back to the video.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I am from Springfield, Illinois, and I attended Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, where I majored in biology and minored in chemistry and forensic sciences. Throughout college, I was part of a sorority, I was part of our pre-dental association, and I also worked at our university call center. And in my free time, I like to knit and crochet. I was introduced to dentistry at an early age because my mom worked in a dental office as an office manager. And while there wasn't a specific time when I knew I wanted to be a dentist, I knew that I wanted to serve the public as a healthcare provider. And then I also knew that I loved to work with my hands, so dentistry just seemed like the best option for me. When preparing for the DAT, I tried to go in with the mindset that this is not an all or nothing test. I used DAT bootcamp for about 3 months, and then I'd say my biggest piece of advice is to not overthink the practice test scores, just because they may not be an actual depiction of what your test score is going to look like on the actual DAT. I feel like the experiences section of my application definitely set me apart from the crowd. I was able to hold a lot of leadership positions within my organizations, and then I was also able to shadow and volunteer a lot throughout undergrad, and then I also was able to talk a lot about my manual dexterity within my personal statement. I received my first interview at the end of February. It was a Zoom interview, and the first half of the day we went over the curriculum, and we also had a virtual tour, and then in the afternoon I had 2 interviews. The first interview was more of a conversation, while the second interview was more of a question and answer. After my interview day, I felt a little bit nervous just about the question and answer interview, just because I didn't feel like I had feedback, but all in all, I felt pretty good about my interviews. One of the biggest tips I have for going through the interview process is to look back over your application before your interview. Your interviewers might pull information or ask questions about specific things that you talked about maybe on your personal statement or throughout your experiences. So just make sure that you're able to have answers for everything that they might mention. I applied to 8 different schools, but I applied to ATSU University, Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, just because their mission statement really stood out to me. They're all about serving the underserved, and I would love to participate in that by providing dental care to those who might not have access to it. Another thing that stood out to me is that they have 2 locations. The first 2 years are spent in Kirksville, Missouri, and then the last 2 years are spent in St. Louis, Missouri. The transition from undergrad to dental school was a little bit difficult just because I've been going to class on Zoom for the past 2 years, but I'd say sticking to a schedule has definitely helped me. Also, just finding time within that schedule to call friends and family has also helped as well. I try to wake up every day at 5:30 in the morning just to prepare myself for the day and to do any extra studying. And then I go to school from 8 to 10 and then 10 to noon. And then I come home on my lunch break just because I live a minute off campus. And then I go back to school from 1 to 3 and 3 to 5. And then after school, I'm usually studying, but then in my off time, I usually go up to the school and play volleyball with some classmates. And then I try to go to bed at 10, but that doesn't always happen. I would say that the students and the professors definitely make me the most excited about going to school. I feel very supported here at Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, and it's also great that the D2s are here to help us out, whether that be getting settled in or just mentorship, but I feel very supported here. My biggest advice to pre-dents is to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, just to create those valuable experiences that will set you apart from others. Then you can use those experiences within your application and then within the interview process. If you have any more questions about my experience with the application process, or if you have any questions about Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, feel free to reach out to me on my dental Instagram. It's hannahmateka.dmd.